The Top Rank is really pleased to show this is an illustration. Jose Ramirez has renewed his wonderful marriage with Top Rank, and this is another example of us taking a kid who was a young kid from Fresno, coming out of the Olympics and getting his dreams come true. And congratulations, his terrific manager, his family, his team on extending our relationship. Multi-year, multi-millions dollars, and just another chapter for us and a great success story for all of us in boxing. So I'd like to congratulate Jose and his team and the great job. Rick has been instrumental in helping us navigate the waters of boxing and building an attraction. And if Rick has anything to say or Jose has anything to say, I'd just say it's an honor. It's an honor to sit next to somebody and start that chapter with them and to be at this point of his career. And I'll never forget, and I say this all the time, Rick said to me when we first signed, he goes, "We'll never, ever leave you." He says, we are so loyal, we'll never leave you. And I said, if we do our job together, I promise you it'll be successful. So thank you and congratulations to both of them and from all of us at Top Rank. Rick, why don't you say a couple words?
This was obviously a huge decision for Jose. One of the biggest in his career.
I'm a little behind, so I'm catching up on everything now. As you can see, the last couple of days, I'm getting these card previews out. So what's the deal? What's the lore? Why is this in China? Now, we know Top Rank as an organization got some heavy ties in China. Remember the guy Zhu Shiming, they were having fighting over there. What's that? That's the Venetian, right? Pacquiao fought Chrissy Algieri over there, put a boot in his ass, never got out the cage. No, he did get out the cage his last fight. But anyway, moving on, we're going to do a couple jump cuts because I haven't watched this 11-minute press event they had before the Crawford-Kavaliauskas card, announcing Jose Ramirez has signed a long-term deal with Top Rank and a potential opponent in the future for current WBO 147-pound champion Terrence Crawford. But I personally feel that he has some unfinished business before he moves up. Not unfinished business, but business that has to be taken care of in the 140-pound division. Because right now, if everything goes well, February the 1st, Super Bowl weekend on ESPN Plus, early in the morning, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be covering this card. I imagine... Oh, wait, let's listen in. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to do some jump cuts.
I would like to think
because I want to watch this and get like the good bits. Because I want to know like what happens. Will we see him if he beats Viktor Postol against current WBA Super World IBF champion Josh Taylor sometime before the end of the summer? I think it needs to happen. We can have another undisputed champion at 140 pounds by the end of the summer. As you know, Ramirez is the WBC and the WBO. Josh Taylor beat Rigas Prograis in the finals of the World Boxing Super Series tournament. Viktor Postol is the mandatory, but how did he get the mandatory fight and who and where? Viktor Postol got some stroke, I tell you. You know, yes, his fight against Josh Taylor was a very exciting one, but I mean, come on. You know, I don't get it. I don't get how he got into a mandatory spot, but whatever. Shout out to him. He got some powerful people behind him. Also, once again, I understand site fees and there's going to be some big money and all that, but, you know, how is he, like, why is this fight in Japan? I mean, in China, you know. So we're going to take a jump cut, be right back. So far, looking at the undercard, is not really nothing there. Well, Masayuki Ito on that joint. So that's going to be what's up. I'm going to cover at least one of these co-features. I'm going to cover at least one of the fight on this card, that's for sure. But we're going to be right back. Take a little bit of a jump cut. Please subscribe to TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com.
Yeah, if I will have to choose, which I feel like my goal is to really make the statement as at becoming the best 140, and there's another guy out there with 2 belts, so definitely, I want to come across them. You know, I want to come across them and definitely make that statement to see who's the best 140. And you know, a lot of boxing fans, or sometimes in boxing, you know, they mistake a fighter by one fight. You know, they define a fighter by one fight, and either a loss or a win. You know, they make that mistake on defining a fighter by that one loss. See, I'm not afraid to take that loss. I'm not afraid to come across adversity. You know, I feel like I prepare myself to come across adversity. So I'm ready to face the best fighters out there. You know, and I want to come across Josh Taylor because I want to prove to myself, you know, that I'm the best 140. You know, because right now opinions don't mean nothing. You know, until you have the 4 belts. That speaks for itself. So that's my goal, is to become the 140 undisputed champion and definitely move to 147. If Terrence Crawford is there as a champion, I'm definitely going after those belts too.
I'm cool with that. So we at least know that, you know, they have Jose Ramirez as a possible Terrence Crawford. Of course, as Terrence Crawford keeps winning. You know, in a perfect world for me, you know, we would see Terrence Crawford versus Sean Porter next. And if Terrence Crawford was to win, Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence later on in 2020, like to close out 2020. Depending on if Terrence Crawford has a 2 or 3 fight 2020 or not. And then Ramirez, depends on what he does. Let's say, for example, if he does get past Viktor Postol and he does get Josh Taylor before the end of summer 2020, you know, he can have his initial official debuting at 147 at the end of this year, you know, against somebody of some note, you know, and then build up for him in Crawford for, you know, the first half of 2021, right? Because at this point, you know, if you become undisputed, yeah, you may want to defend them once, but what's the point in staying there if you become undisputed? Especially, you know, putting your body through, you know, making the weight. And he's already talked about moving up to 147, even before there was talk of him and Terrence Crawford, like the way things may be advancing right now. But yeah, Josh Taylor is the move to make. In regards to Viktor Postol, he's there. Jose Ramirez, remember, he won the WBO from Maurice Hooker. The Jose Sabeda fight was a very significant fight at that point in time. DeLuca. Broke DeLuca. My bad. I thought that was something else. The Roscoe was a significant fight at that time. Amiri Mom, I like that fight. Amiri Mom is still with, he is with Top Rank and they're building him up. Mike Reed. This is a nice, solid progression of the resume right here. You know, the Viktor Postol, yeah, that's there. But what's his next fight going to be? You know, like I think it has to be Josh Taylor. I have him beating Viktor Postol. But Viktor Postol is always a tough fight, though. Never forget how cautious Terrence Crawford was with Viktor Postol. After Viktor Postol took Lucas Matthysse eye. Who has Lucas Matthysse soul? Would you say Danny Garcia has it? Would you say Viktor Postol has it? Or would you say that John Molina, even though he lost that fight, may have it? I think that John Molina has Ruslan Provodnikov's soul. Ruslan Provodnikov had Tim Bradley's soul. But anyway, moving on. The 140-pound division is top heavy. Mario Barrios wasn't he ordered to fight Akhmadov again? But he's got to deal with his broken eye socket or broken jaw, whatever he got. I forgot what happened with him. But a lot of people thought he may have lost that fight. The WBA is just trash. Like I'm getting close to not acknowledging them. Just this WBA goal. Look, they got a WBA Super World Champion, WBA World Champion, WBA Gold Champion, and a fucking WBA Interim Champion. They make me sick. You sicken me. You sicken me, WBA. You sicken me. And what's going on with Jack Catterall? If he doesn't fight Josh Taylor next, meaning Jose Ramirez, if he was to win against Viktor Postol, he got to fight Jack Catterall. It's mandatory. So it's either Taylor or Catterall. That's it. I wonder what Sabril Matias is up to. It's a damn shame. I hope he's mentally recovering well because remember, he was involved in that fatal fight with Maxim Dadashev. That was, I didn't even want to bring that back up. Regis Prograis is still out there campaigning. It's going to be interesting to see what he does next. And he should be getting back in the mix. Also, Chris Algieri been moonlighting as a commentator, but Chris Algieri was like in the mix. I covered his last fight. I think that's the one I purchased on Fight.tv. And he was like out the cage against Tommy Coyle, right? He got out the cage against I think it was Angel Hernandez he got out the cage against. I covered this fight. This was a tough fight for him. Which one of these did I pay for? I think it was this one, Fight.tv. But where he at? He still got that high WBO ranking off of clout. Anyway, let's get back to this. I didn't fucking ran my mouth too long. It's going to be a 15-minute video. Shit. Let me shut up and get back to the media event. We're going to take a little jump cut, another one. We'll be right back on TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. I wish I could hear this reporter's question. So you can tell, like, it's involving Josh Taylor and what they're going to do next. So let's see if we can listen in. Just shh.
If it was up to me, I'll take.
Okay, I heard what he said. That's Dan Rayfield with another question, and he was talking about Catterall's, the mandatory, and basically, you know, like what it would take to get Josh Taylor.
I'll take Taylor right after the fight. Yeah, I wouldn't want to wait.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that all happens when timing happens, right? Let's get past Postol. Let's have. It's a terrific fight, and obviously there's another mandatory there. Obviously, if a Taylor fight was there, we could sit down and have conversations with everybody, leave the opportunity. But yes, the correct by the rule is the WBO has a mandatory, and a mandatory challenge must occur. I mean, listen, our conversations that we're having with people out in the space, including the organizations of what they're going to do, is really not for the. I don't know exactly what it is, and people may be having conversations, and I don't want to relay something out there to the whole world that may be true or not true. But
that's Todd the Buff. He's basically like the guys who's going to be head and top rank in the future, and I don't like his squirming right here. What the fuck? Y'all got other plans besides fighting Josh Taylor? Seems like a lot of squirming to me. What's this squirming? Huh?
I mean, listen, our conversations that we're having with people out in the space, including the organizations of what they're going to do, is really not for the.
I think he was about to say really not for the public forum. I get that. You know, and I mean, I like his rouge a little bit. Well, he's not trying to trick us, but I like his the way he's trying to handle it. You know, but it's looking like from the naked eye, it's like, yo, bro, y'all got some other plans besides, like after Postol, besides fighting Josh Taylor? Like us fans, we know and we've seen that when it comes to a unification, especially to be like undisputed, that the sanctioning body shouldn't or wouldn't get in the way. So what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? You know, we need the people. We are the people. We need answers.
I don't know exactly what it is, and people may be having conversations, and I don't want to relay something out there to the whole world that may be true or not true. But we all know the way the boxing works, and we all know the way the system is. If something significant happens, you come to the table and you try to get everybody to the table. So I don't want to say we are open to a bunch of situations, and he wants Taylor, and if Taylor wants him, and Catterall says, yeah, well, I want to be on the undercard. We've seen that a gazillion times. So we'll cross that bridge.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I'll back off. I'll back off. He handled that shit. Look at the stress on his face, though. He like shit. All right. So I get it, and I understand that promotional companies necessarily don't like to have to work with each other. Like they want to keep the money in-house. They'll do it if they have to, as we've seen with Hooker and Ramirez, but to be able to do it twice for another fight, I kind of get where they're going. It's unfortunate, but like I want to see the fight, and I don't think it's no, they got to do it again. You got to work with the zone because the zone and Matchroom and Eddie Hearn and Cyclone, them on their side with Josh Taylor, they're going to play hardball too to try to get it on their platform. You see what I'm saying? And for Top Rank to have signed Jose Ramirez to a new, exclusive long-term deal, they want to make sure they do everything to keep it on their side. So, I get the political part. It's some bullshit, but still, I get it.
But the best case scenario, meaning to help. Well, I don't even know that. I want to say this. We've established, and we have established that internally, and we've established it with ESPN. There is no class system, all right? So we don't want anybody saying, oh, like HBO and HBO After Dark was a class system. Showtime Championship Boxing and ShowBox is a class system. There is no class system at all. These are seamless platforms. So I don't believe there's anything better or worse. I think it's different, right? I think it's a different way. I think the Plus universe, the amount of promotion that you get on the linear stuff when you're...
Okay, we're going to stop right there because that's some interesting shit too. We're going to save that for another video. So, we're going to be here. What is that? Is that a Saturday morning? What's the first? And is that Japan, China's first? Or was that our first? That's a Saturday morning. Yeah, we're going to be here. We ain't got shit to do. It's our job to cover this sport for you, the people. Everywhere I go, the people are asking me about it. So Ramirez versus Postol. Hopefully we get Josh Taylor. If not, we're probably going to get Jack Catterall of Ramirez versus Jack Catterall. And then I know they want to be he wants to be undisputed. So he got to try to do that before he head to 147. Like he's going to kick himself. No matter how much money they throw at him, he gonna kick himself in the future. Like this can put him in the history books, especially with how hard it is to become undisputed or to even fight for undisputed in this era of these fracturing and politics and all that bullshit. Like, come on, man. TstreeT controversy. He could possibly, him or Josh Taylor could end up being one of the last undisputeds of the 4-belt era at 140 pounds. So you definitely want to be in that record book. TstreeT controversy with FakeView360.com. By the way, I think he's going to beat Viktor Postol. Activity and probably going to overwhelm him. But Viktor Postol sharp and he's dangerous, but I got Ramirez. Please subscribe and cover every single major fight live.
Multi-fight a year agreement and multi-millions.
Jose, how close? Bob was talking about the possibility of maybe you being Terrence's next opponent. Do you want to stay in this division until you get those 4 belts? Is that your priority?
Yeah. If I will have to choose, which I feel like my goal is to really make the statement as at becoming the best 140. And there's another guy out there with 2 belts, so definitely, I want to come across him. I want to come across him and definitely make that statement to see who's the best 140. And a lot of boxing fans, or sometimes in boxing, they mistake a fighter by one fight. They define a fighter by one fight, and either a loss or a win. They make that mistake on defining a fighter by that one loss. See, I'm not afraid to take that loss. I'm not afraid